orgy.
That's live. That's live.
Oh my God. That is too crazy.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. So we are live. Let's see. We had two people waiting. And let's see, are people they better
Here to go.
hopefully
Mama T.
everybody's coming in.
Is it Samaj?
Okay.
Hey Tracy. Hey Samaj. Hi Mama. Hey Tina. Thanks ladies for coming in.
Hey everybody.
Samaj, is that you, Shan? Who's that?
Who you talking to?
I was just asking Samaj if that's because her picture, I recognize, I've seen a different name, so okay, if that's her.
Hey Tracy Boo.
So guys, thanks for joining us tonight. Hello everyone. We are live. You see Tasha Marie TMR, and we've got Sofa Time with Quelz. Guys, we are waiting for one more guest, so we're just kind of waiting for everyone to come in.
Tracy, you so silly. Oh, okay. All right, you guys. Really quick. Quelz, can you go ahead and introduce yourself and introduce the channel, please?
Hey everybody, it's Sofa Time Talks with Quelz. I also do reactions and reviews. I could be on something ratchet or a spiritual journey. There's no in between. I enjoy reacting also to the three mommies. And so here I am, let my presence be known. Hey guys.
So if you guys have not yet subscribed to Sofa Time Talks with Quelz, please do so. Go over and check her channel out. She has really, really good content. Again, like she said, she does reaction videos. She gives really good commentary. She also does makeup. She does a whole variety of things on her channel. She's also on a weight loss journey right now. So if you are a person that's on a weight loss journey and needs some inspiration, please go over to Sofa Time Talks with Quelz and get inspired.
You could do it. If I can do it, y'all can do it too. You could do it.
Risa! Hey, Francois, you need to mod Risa.
Pardon?
I'll tell her Francois she need a mod.
Okay, give me just a second.
Thank you so much, ladies, for coming out tonight to support us. This is, the segment that I do on my channel. We are over here on Love, Lies, and Lace Fronts. Okay, and we got one more guest host that's going to be coming on with us. Y'all, we're going to try to have a really good time tonight. Y'all, we got some sis that really need our help tonight, y'all. It's serious, okay? It's some serious business tonight. So, ladies, get y'all drinks. Whatever you use to unwind on a Saturday night. I know y'all could be at a whole lot of more different places, but you chose to be here on this channel. So we appreciate you. Thank you so much again for supporting us. If you please have not yet, please like the video. If you're a content creator in the chat, please share the video. All right. All right. So, Quelz, your channel is new, right?
Yeah, it's relatively new. It's about, I really started taking it seriously like back in September. So like,
Okay.
what's that, about 4.5, 5 months?
Okay. Yeah, you guys. Quelz does reactions on the Three Moms as well. She has other reactions too on her channel. She when that whole mukbang situation was going on, she was over there, reporting on that. She talks about other things, just things that that mommies, single moms go through. She talks about that as well on her channel. She also has a child that has autism. So she talks about that on her channel as well. So if those are, topics that you guys can relate to, again, please go over and subscribe to the channel. Y'all already know what your girl TMR do, okay? And y'all know what Love Lies and Lace Fronts do, okay? If you don't know, now you know. Francois also has a main channel, which is Francois Vlogs, where she does lifestyling, vlogging, reviews over there. If you have not yet subscribed to that channel, please do so at this moment. We really, really appreciate it.
Guys, just bear with me. Riza, I am working on that situation right now. Just 1 second, guys. I apologize.
I'm still trying to figure out how to use this device here. So,
hey, Ronald.
I'm trying to see the chat. I'm trying to.
Hey, Monique.
Both for it. Hey, everybody.
Okay. Yeah. Did you find out if she's on her way, Francois?
She said she was. So just I'll check back with her in just a second. But I think Riza, go ahead and send a something through the live, please. I just have to try to handle one thing at a time. Okay, we're good. Okay. Okay. Give me just a second. Let me put y'all on mute.
The Super Bowl is tomorrow. Is everybody ready for the Super Bowl? If you have a favorite that's in the Super Bowl, can you please put it in the chat right now? Yeah, I don't do sports. Chat, I don't do them. But
I don't do sports.
You don't do sports either?
I don't do sports either. No. But I will say I am from the Bay Area. So, I mean, if I had to, just because I'm from the Bay Area, I would definitely be Team 49ers.
Okay, so y'all, this gonna sound stupid. So the 49ers is in, and who else? I don't know.
The Chiefs. I think it's the Kansas City Chiefs, I believe.
Oh, well, thank God the Patriots didn't make it. Oh, okay, good. Girl, I got so tired of seeing them there.
Let me get my baby. Hold on.
Guys, I need to ask a quick question. Just a technical question. Tasha, or Quelz, do you have your volume on your computer and watching on your phone?
I don't.
Because I'm hearing like a double play.
Are you watching one device or two?
I'm watching one device. I was going to get my laptop, but I didn't.
Okay. Do you have it muted?
I just unmuted it.
Can you mute it?
Okay.
Okay, because I'm hearing.
Ronald,
no, that's not
it. Be honest with you, my husband ordered some wings, and I'm just going to do a 7-layer salad. Probably. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm either going to do that or some type of pasta salad. A 7-layer salad. I'm still trying to figure that out. But you guys, I will be doing that tomorrow on my cooking channel. I just got to figure out which one I'm going to do. Still trying to figure that out. But you guys, I will be doing that tomorrow on my cooking channel. I just got to figure out which one I'm going to do. Yes, Tina, I do too. My husband really does too. That's like one of his favorites. So, and I put all type of meats in it, and yeah, I do a lot with it. But I do too. My husband really does too. That's like one of his favorites. I hear some background, Francois. Meats in it, and yeah, I do a lot with it. But who is that?
Okay.
I hear
Yeah, I'm hearing like it's double playing, and I don't know, something's up with the audio. I had my headphones in, but I'm hearing it all in my ears, and it's there's a delay.
Yes, a
And
delay. I hear it. Should I get my laptop
but
instead?
okay.
She said, should she get her laptop?
I'm not sure if it's your audio or not. You can go get it. And pop it open and just see.
Okay, let me see. Where's my right here?
Yeah, Andrea said it's repeating.
It is repeating. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's doing that.
Let me get on my laptop.
Oh, you did, Ronald.
So, Kel, is your audio off on your phone?
I just turned it back on. I could turn it back off.
Yeah, turn your audio off, and then if you're listening to us through either like your headphones, the audio that you want to listen to is the audio that's coming through StreamYard, not like the live play on YouTube, if that makes sense.
Hey, Royalty. Okay, Tracy said the repeating is gone.
Good. Okay. Okay.
Can you hear Quelz? I can't hear her now, Francois.
She's got her mic on mute. I'm gonna unmute her mic. Quelz. Cause she's got her mic muted.
I'm on. You can hear me now?
Yes. Okay.
Hey, Monica.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what's so hey everyone. If everyone is subscribed to everyone here on the panel, I'm not sure if you are all subscribed to Quelz, but definitely check her channel out. I'm not sure if you already said that, Tasha.
I did.
Okay, so Necie called. She said that she was going to join us. I sent her a link, so we'll just go ahead and get started. I think she just got an order at home. They ordered some dinner. So she's supposed to be joining us. Just give her a few minutes, but I think we can go ahead and get started.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. All right, you guys. So we're going to go ahead and start with the first one. All right. So again, you guys, these questions come from Max Herbie. These are people that have relationships advice, everyday issue advice. I go through and I select a few, and we talk about them here on the platform. If you guys have advice, of course, please join the conversation in the chat room, and let's get started. Hey, Maria. Hey, Darlene. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. So the first question, ladies, I hope you're ready. It's called Trapped in a Straight Marriage. And this is coming from Ohoke. Okay. So Ohoke says, so I am currently 20 and married. But in the beginning, I felt like I was not only doing the right thing, but thought I was truly happy as well. Well, the problem is I've never personally identified as straight and still very much in the closet. I was kind of forced to come out to my parents and a few family members at age 12. I was pretty much outed by another family member I thought I could trust. My husband and I have known each other since sophomore year of high school. And he was and still is truly an amazing person. I always tell him, though, that he's the only guy I have and would ever be with. I really love him, but my true sexuality comes back to haunt me every day since we've been married. We are so great as best friends, but I really yearn to be with a woman like it is intended for me to be. Getting his parents to accept me and vice versa was already hard enough, different races. So I guess these two, the husband and wife, are different races. But I don't want to be damn near 40 with children, desperately clinging on to this marriage.
Wow.
So, all right. So this young lady is 20 years old, married to a guy that she's known since high school. She said when she was 12 years old, she came out with her sexuality to her parents and a few family members. She was kind of forced to do that because another family member outed her. Although her and her husband are very good friends, they're best friends, and he's an amazing person, she yearns to be with a woman. She said her and her husband are also of different races. So we're just going to say, for conversation purposes, one's black, one's white. We just going to say that, okay? And so she's saying, but I don't want to be damn near 40 with children. So I guess she's trying to say, she wants to be with a woman, but she wants a family. It's like she loves her husband, they're best friends, but she yearns to be with a woman.
I mean, I can try and take a stab at it.
Hey, Humble.
I'm just wondering why she married him. Like, she loves him because he's her best friend, but she's gay and they knew she was gay, right? Like, her family knew she was. Like, why did she marry him, or why did they push her? Because she says she wants a family, so maybe she was thinking like, oh, if I'm a lesbian, I can't have kids or something. Like, I don't.
I think she was trying to suppress her true sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
And by doing that, she went on ahead and married. Basically, we're going to say that's her high school sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
She went ahead and married her high school sweetheart. But now that they're in the marriage, she's not feeling happy with herself because she yearns to be with a woman, although she still loves her husband. But it seems like she loves him more as a best friend. So what I would suggest is, I would suggest that she go. Hey, Necie.
Hey, Necie.
Can she hear us?
Let me make sure she's all set. Okay, so we're all good. Necie, give us a thumbs up when can you hear us?
Every time I get on her, it's like I'm confused by the hey, sofa time.
Hey, Necie. Can y'all hear me good without
I always like.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm there.
So
everybody say hey.
I hear Sharon.
I heard you said that your husband was going to cook or some wings. So I heard making me some crab. Did anybody?
Oh, Tasha's husband. I think Tasha's getting wings. Oh, hey Sharon. Tasha's husband's getting wings for the Super Bowl tomorrow.
Hey.
Oh, for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Khalil in here.
Okay.
Okay, it looks like this. I'm sorry.
Finish what
Yeah, he got some king crab.
Ooh. So yeah, Tasha just read a very complex question.
Yeah, I was.
Okay. Tasha, I'm just gonna say, it sounds like it's sad. She sounds like she's got a lot going on and she's young. She probably got married a little too early, potentially. Why she got married, I mean, the letter doesn't say. I know some areas of the country, people get married a little bit younger. Maybe in her family, people have gotten married really young. I'm not really sure, but if she's married to her best friend, I think he'd understand. But I just want to throw this out there too. If she's also married to her best friend, maybe he is supportive of her in her like stepping into who she really is and may consider still having a baby with her. I don't know. I mean, there's, I don't know. They can go half on a baby.
I wanted to say quickly, if y'all can hear me, because I know it's a lot of issues, but I feel like you have to live in your truth. You cannot live a lie. And this woman knew from the gate that's not fair to that man, whether he her best friend or not. She has pretty much spent years with this person, married to this person, knowing that's not even the person she desires. That to me, that's not fair. She need to go ahead and sever those ties so he can find his life partner and she can continue on with hers, because you cannot live a lie like that. It's gonna eat you up. You can't do that.
I would think it would cause a lot of animosity, because she says here that she said, I always tell him though that he is the only guy I have and would ever be with. I really love him, but my true sexuality comes back to haunt me every day since we've been married.
I wonder, does he know? Did she say he knows? Her family knows.
I think if he loves her, he will accept her regardless to the fact. If he loves her and she feels some type of way, I think that she should tell him. I agree with Q. She living a lie. You know, do you mind if I call you Q?
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. I think that if he loves her, he's gonna accept her regardless. I think that is this person watching, Tasha?
No. Well, she might be. We don't know. No, I don't think
so if this, we're gonna say per se this person is watching, I would say, you know, if you love your husband, you supposed to tell him how you feel. Maybe he will accept it, maybe he won't, but at the end of the day, he gotta know. But how many men don't accept bisexual women? Because at the end of the day, her obligation and her loyalty is for him. So I think that she should not be ashamed of the way that she feels, especially if she hunted by it. Like, you're not living your best life, girl. So if you are watching, tell your husband and see if he accepts it. And if he don't, then I feel that self-love is important. You got to do what makes you happy by all means necessary. You know, because leaving a marriage is hard. Leaving a marriage is hard. But if you living every day in a lie, you'll never be happy. You'll never be happy.
Never.
And she says he will be the only man that she's with. So I'm assuming she wants to be a mother, but she wants to be with the woman. I think she might be bisexual. With her being 20, maybe she hasn't really experienced. Maybe she hasn't had an experience with a woman yet. Although she says she's attracted to one, I'm assuming she hasn't had one, because I would think with her writing all this, she would have specified that.
Right.
You know, she didn't specify that. So I would.
You might want to take a little dip in the lady pond, like how they say on Bravo. She wants to take a little dip.
Exactly. That's what she want to do. She knew her whole life this been her desire. Her getting with that man and marrying that man is not fair to him. And even if he does accept it and say, you know, this is my wife, I know how she is, blah, 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 he not living his truth either. Because he gotta be miserable. He gotta be. If he know, how would you feel if you know you with somebody that don't even really want to be with you?
But I think the reason why he's dealing with it is because most men can accept the fact that you're loving another woman, but they wouldn't be able to embrace the fact that you're loving another man.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no extra.
Ladies, can I ask y'all a question? Because every time I get on StreamYard, I'm sorry, I can't see the chat. So at the bottom it says audio video. Y'all, nobody can see the chat.
So
I'm on my laptop reading the chat because I can't see it here either.
Yeah. So, are you on your laptop, Necie?
No, I'm on my phone. But let me say this though. I don't have to see the chat, but I gotta say this, y'all, because I really pissed one of my minds off because I was on StreamYard and they was trying to talk to me and I didn't see it. So just know, Sofa Time with Q, TMR, and unapologetic. How the hell? Okay, but anyways, we can't see the chat. So if y'all speaking to us or asking us anything, we can't see it. So it's okay that I can't see it. I just want y'all to know if y'all send anything to me, I can't see you guys on the chat. You can go back. I just had to say that. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Hey, Sarah Lifestyle.
Hey, Sarah.
Francois, if you go up in the chat, yeah, she's here. If you go up in the chat, there's somebody in here by the name of Tranquility J, who can relate to this story. Can you read her response?
Okay. I am heading up that way. Tranquility. Let's see. They need to have. Well, okay. They need to have a threesome. Okay.
Okay. You like, yeah, now.
Okay. I mean, maybe they do.
Don't do
know. Let's
Start
see.
with the comment where it says "coming from a
Here we
woman."
go.
That I think that was her first comment.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, it was a long comment. Hold on, Tranquility. Okay, here we go. Coming from a woman that's in a lesbian marriage, I can relate to how she feels. Although she may have come out when she was younger, I think she still is young now, though, right, Tasha? I think she is 20 or young, I guess in relation to probably maybe a lot of the people here. Some families, there is a lot of peer pressure to equal up to other people's standards of how they think she should be. She needs to live her truth and let him know. Let me get down to the rest of it because it all got broken up. Forgive me, Tranquility. Let's see. Okay. Even though she has told him that, I'm sure there has been something to let him know that she likes women. I think it's a tough spot to be in, but kind of to your point, Necie, I wonder if she loves her husband enough, like if she's bisexual versus lesbian, if she loves him enough to where she can still stay in the marriage. But I guess that would be making that sacrifice of not being true to her sexuality. But as we all know, marriage is more than just sex, because she could end up leaving her husband, get into a lesbian lifestyle or pursue a lesbian relationship, and may find that she was her happiest with her husband. So I'm just kind of throwing that out there. You know what I mean? Like,
that's why she don't want to tell him, because she don't want to sacrifice her marriage, because every man is not with that. I know for a fact that one of my kids' fathers, their mother is gay, and he suffered from that, so he not down with that. He don't like that. He hate that. He never accepted the fact that his mom was like that. So for some men, they don't accept it because they're, I don't know the word to say, but like a man with a lot of confidence, like, shit, come on, yeah. But another man might be like, no, they feel badly about it. They feel like, shit, you're not finna go and cheat on me. I don't care if it's a man or a woman. But to another man, they might look at it as, hey, opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So every man is not down for that. Every man is not going to accept that, but regardless of how he feels, her self-love should say, look, as my partner, as my spouse, until the world blow up, I owe you this, to tell you this, especially if he is a good man. Now, if he is a trashy dude and she going through some stuff and she's just looking for love, the best thing for her to do is be like, you know what? This is not working. And she don't even have to explain it. But if they're in a good place in the marriage, she owe it to him to say, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't work. But she got to do it because she's going to live a lie.
Yeah.
I believe myself that people don't control, how they feel about somebody else sexually. I love LGBT community, whatever. I love them. And the thing about it, I had to learn that they don't pick that lifestyle. And we can agree to disagree. But me and Sha was watching something where nowadays what they're doing is they get the kids and they tell them that it's like a freaking disease. Like, hey, I I seen a boy want to cut off his penis because he didn't relate to his body, and it have something to do with the chromosomes not being this. Everything is, feminine, but within DNA. So everything says feminine, but you got a penis. So at the end of the day, I'm sure they don't want to feel this way. I'm sure that she been living a lie her whole time, because to just out the blue and say, hey, I'm all of a sudden bisexual, or no. I'm all of a sudden bisexual. I'm all of a sudden finding people interesting. I think if that's the way you are and that's who you are, accept who you are. If they don't like it, if they don't, agree with it, I don't think she want to feel that way. You know what I'm saying? But she has to say, this is who I am. This is what I am. And he ride for it. He may not even give a damn. You know what I'm saying? He may say, okay, it's good. Y'all look confused.
Well, Charlie 007 said that Tiana Taylor, and I guess her husband, he's an NBA basketball player. I forgot what his name is. Is it Amari? But
no, it's some Sherman, I think, or I think it's. Hold on.
And her,
I forgot.
And her husband, let's just call him husband.
Yeah.
They have an open situation, so I guess he allows her to go have affairs with women. And I mean, I guess that's cool. I mean, if that's what y'all want to do, but
this what I think about it compared.
It's cool if he say it's cool,
right? To Tiana
you're not cheating
Taylor,
if they know. You know what I'm saying?
With Tiana Taylor, I really feel like when it's people with money, people will stick around in a lot of situations. Us poor people can't afford emotionally to stick in. That's just honest. Like, I really do feel like that. Like, if they weren't successful like they are, I feel like if they were regular, working class people, he wouldn't really want his woman out doing that like that with other women, but they people with money, so they do all kinds of stuff.
I personally feel like she should have waited to get married. I feel like she should have experienced life a little more. It does sound like she wants children, and from what she says, if she was to have children, because of course she's going to have that with a man, or she could do a sperm donor. But however, we know how it has to be a man and a woman to have a child. I think she wants to have it with him, but she doesn't. She says she doesn't want to wait till she's 40 to have kids. So at this point, I think she should tell him how she's feeling. And if this is truly her best friend and her husband, together they can sort those emotions out, because you would need him to help you sort them out, because he's a part of your life. He's a part of those emotions. And what you're going to do is going to ultimately affect him as well.
That's
so you have to consider his feelings.
Right.
So you need to go to him and express to him how you expressed it in this advice paragraph that you wrote. You need to express the same thing to your husband, and then y'all have this aha moment and figure out how do you move on from here, because you can't just keep stuck in this current situation of how you're thinking, because it doesn't let you progress. And with life, every year you progress because you age and you progress in a relationship. The relationship should get better as time go on, So I think she needs to sit down and express to him how she's feeling and figure out if they can move on from there. I mean, are they going to have an open marriage? Can she still have a relationship with a woman and still be a wife to him and have children with him, and they raise a family, but then she still has it? Like, everybody has to be on the same page with that. However it's going to happen. Everybody got to be on the same page. But then him, as the husband, he has to be true to his feelings. If you truly are okay with this, you got to be okay with it. Like, you really need to know. But how do you know what to expect when you've never done that before? You've never been through that. So you don't know how, like, initially talking about it, you could be, in your mind, you could be like, oh, okay, yeah, I could probably be down with that. But then when you actually go through the motions, you're like, yeah, I don't know. Because what happens that night when you don't come home? How do you feel then?
I'll be like,
oh my God, Tasha, that's a lie, girl. Don't go there.
Woo!
You don't come home. Oh my God.
Let me tell you,
lie.
See, I'm old fashioned. I'm sorry. I'm not that cool. I mean, I'm not cool at all. I'm corny. I need my man home at his regular 6:05. I'm home at my regular 6:30.
I'm with you.
I can't. Like it to me, and you guys don't take offense. It's cheating. If you're, marriage is a ministry, and marriage is also, you make sacrifices. It's a covenant, and you can go do whatever you want whenever you want. So it's not a fact of being gay or straight or anything. It's just you make a commitment to one person, and it really is a walk because there's all this distraction and noise out here. You can be with anyone you want to, really. I mean, nothing's stopping you. Like, this ring doesn't stop anything. But I just think the ministry of being in marriage and the commitment is what you, and if she loves him, I'm not saying you can put aside your lesbian desire, or your lesbian that you feel that you're a lesbian. I mean, if that's something that you really need to pursue, I think it won't even matter, because if she feels that compelled to live her life and live her lifestyle, and really needs to be with a woman, and it's not just sex, because I think we're kind of almost making it just kind of like, oh, sex. But if she really is a lesbian, then I think she's going to want to have a real relationship with someone. And most people, I would imagine, and not just women, are going to want to have more than just sex. You know what I mean? Like, if she's truly feeling that she is a lesbian woman, I would imagine she wants to have a relationship. So Tranquility, if you're there, correct me if I'm wrong. I would imagine it's not just about, having an evening out, but I don't know. That's a great question.
I'm looking at it as an emotional experience, not the sexual experience. Because those two experiences between a man and a woman obviously are different. So when I spoke, it was more on the emotional. Like I said, that night when she doesn't come home, how are you going to feel? You know what I'm saying? Because now you're laying in the bed by yourself because you're there being committed to the marriage, right? But she's out being committed to something else. So, talking about it, and you're thinking in your mind, yeah, I can probably go with this because it, because you're talking about it, you're not actually experiencing it.
Well,
I think once it actually happens,
as like a single person, because everybody's married. I want to get a single perspective on it, or if you casually date someone. My mom always told me, what you allow is what will continue.
Right.
So you gotta think about your own emotional wealth of how long would you put up with something like that? Because if you allow it, ain't no telling when it's gonna stop.
He gonna be sitting on the sideline looking like a sucker and feeling like a sucker.
Exactly.
Right.
So I just asked y'all, what did he think about the situation? And basically what he just said is, I asked him, I said, as a man, if you found out that your wife or your girlfriend or your baby mama that you currently in a relationship feel that, bisexualness is hunting her, and she told you that, if you loved her with everything in you, would you accept it? He said, love rule all. So he said if he truly loved her, he would accept it. But going to the fact of dating would be something different. He can love her and accept her feelings, but that don't mean that he would accept the fact that she would want to date. You know what I'm saying? And I get that, because he like, cheating is cheating, whether it's a man or a woman. So he said that most men would probably be like, okay, but that's if they are involved. You know what I'm saying? But she may not want him to be involved. She may just want to have an experience. But what Sha was saying is, if he allowed her to experience, if she's never done it, maybe she'll do it and won't even like it and won't even enjoy it. Maybe she'll do it and she will enjoy it, and then he gets to know that that's who she is. And if they love each other, they'll still stay in a good place, even if they're not in a relationship. That's just coming from my husband. That's what he said.
Okay,
and that's a good perspective.
That is a good person. I have a question for your husband, though.
Okay.
Say like how this woman says she knew she was like.
Hold on, baby. Come here right quick. Come here.
Well,
I just told them what you said about the situation, and they want to ask you. No, you go in there. Tell your daddy, come here.
Yeah,
come here, baby. They just saying from your perception, just say, Here you come, Q. You
Okay,
can.
okay.
But Shia, excuse me, girl. You go back in there. Let me come
Real
here.
quick,
We
Tranquility
listen.
said, you are correct. I live my life for pastors, family, and everyone else, but me. But I knew I wasn't sexually attracted to men. I had 3 kids by 3 different men and still was not satisfied because I kept fighting the feeling of wanting to be with a woman. But when I started living in my truth, it was like a weight lifted from me. And being with my wife is the happiest I've ever been with anyone. Oh, that is too sweet.
Wait,
She
keep
said,
going.
not sexually, but mentally and emotionally, and being with and loving who I choose to love. Oh my God, that is truly, that
Aww.
touched me.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That is
Yeah.
beautiful.
That's
This
beautiful.
what I wanted to ask though, the husband from a male's perspective. Okay, so the woman that asked the question says she been know she was gay. Everybody knows she was gay since she was 12 years old. My thing is, okay, if you let your wife have that experience and she does like it and it continues on, do you feel at a point in that other situation that, you know, man, I'm really torturing myself by staying in this, or do I not think I can do better than what I'm allowing to continue? Or when do a man feel like, okay, this, I'm not doing this, I'm walking away?
I mean, when it becomes that it's obvious that she is giving the other person all the love, and you become on like the second fiddle in it, and it just, I mean, you'll be able to tell that
So
the feelings
basically,
are
if I'm bisexual and I want to say, you know what, I love you, I love our relationship, but I can't stop thinking about women. I can't stop
right,
thinking about it. And you say, you know what, Necie, go ahead. I allow you to go ahead and see if that's what you want.
right.
You know, so I go out there and I see what I want. Like you said, maybe I'm into it, maybe I'm not. But what if I am into it? If I'm into it, can we continue to be married and we dip in a lady pond? But would you love me enough to
She
say,
said, lady.
because
If
whether
we
it's a
start,
man or a woman,
if we
it's still.
start becoming,
Put that life jacket on.
yeah, for real. I mean, but if it start becoming, hey, you want to go see her all the time, and I'm getting less of the attention, I'm getting less
But
of
what
your
if I want
time.
to see her all the time? What if I'm like, babe, we did it. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I don't want to do it every day. I just want to do it once a month. I want to stay in a relationship. I want to be a good mother. I want to be
Right.
a good wife. But once a month, can I go be with this girl?
With me, I would have a problem with it because I want to
Exactly.
cheat
Yeah.
nobody.
Okay.
I don't care who it
That's
is.
what I'm saying. You gotta have a problem with it.
You got to, I mean, you got
Look
to,
at Frank
respect
clapping and
it.
shit.
You got to respect that
But there's some
ring
guys out there
and
that would
respect them
accept that. They'll
vows.
be like,
Yes,
bring her
respect
on,
it.
bring them to the bedroom.
Yeah, because they want to join
Yeah,
in, you know?
But
No,
you know, not
yeah, I'm
me. I
corny.
wouldn't
I'm
accept
corny
that.
and old school.
I'm
Hey,
with you,
Life of
friend.
Destiny. Mm-hmm. Well, Shot, thank
Well,
you so much
cheating
for
is
the
cheating, whether it's a man or a woman.
Right.
It's
Right.
I mean, it's breaking your marriage vows. It's
Right.
you know, it's not.
Yeah.
Do you think she should tell her husband? Do you think that she should tell her husband how she feels?
Yeah. I think she should be honest with him. But
Is that a good reason to leave?
Expect for him to honestly
nah.
be pissed.
Yeah, he gonna be pissed.
He
Or
is.
he might be like, shit, come on, bring your little friend to the bedroom. We can all do
That's
this damn
selfish.
thing.
That's
So,
selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think that's selfish? If
yeah.
you like, yeah, bring her on in. You know,
I mean, but there's some guys like that. So
would it
Right.
make him less than a man if he said, yes, you can sleep with her and we can still be
he don't
together?
care about it. I think he is showing that he don't really care about it. Just go on, you know.
That's my point exactly. You can't sit here and truly say you love somebody that you give them permission to continuously step out.
Right.
Yeah, no
How would we
sharing.
feel as women if our husbands told us that, oh my God, I'm curious about other men, and I want your permission to do it once a month. How will
Look,
we feel as women
I'm
to
not
accept that?
I'm not advocating domestic violence, and I'm saying this as a joke. And none of it's ever funny, but I'm sorry. Be ready to get, you know what I mean? Like, come on, that's no. That's a no. That's a no.
And if she watching, then she need to think of that too, because where we make the wrong decisions in a marriage is when we don't put, like, it's easy for somebody to ask a question about their personal relationship, but what you got to do first is flip the script and wonder, how would you feel if it was you?
Right.
So how could I understand and be like, hey, Shad, you know what? I want another woman. And he like, well, let me watch. I'm like, no, this just for me. He say, you know what, Necie, go ahead and try it. Why would I approach him in that way if I wouldn't allow him to do it? Because if my husband said, well, Necie, I've been thinking about it. Hey, Green Leaves, Tyler Perry. You know Green Leaves? That's what happened on Green Leaves. That woman, she was having a baby, and her husband, he was just like, man, he's talking to other men, and you know, he felt some type of way. And I was so mad because she left him, because he truly loved her. But that was his demon, and we all have different demons. But at the end of the day, if my husband said, baby, he wasn't gay, he had never been with a man, but he was infatuated with the thought. And when he ended up venturing and locked in with the first man that he was with. So if my husband said to my partner, you know, Necie, I don't know why I feel like this is strange as fuck, but you know, I will ride that out and I'll put it down and think like, see, once you get this head, once you get this wet, you know. But if I couldn't take this shit away from him, I would have to give up, because everybody want what they can't have. You feel me? Everybody want what they can't have.
All right, Tasha, that's a good segue.
I mean, why would he leave just because she got them feelings? You know, then she acting out on them feelings.
I hear some background noise.
Yeah, he might leave.
Quelz, is that your computer, hon? Does someone have their phone on or the volume on their phone in like another live? Sharon, is that you?
No, that's not me.
Okay.
He on YouTube in the kitchen, he cooking crab.
Can y'all hear me? Yes.
We hear
There's
you.
echo.
Is that you, Quelz? Your audio?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Quelz, you.
Quelz gets a pass because her eyeshadow is so pretty. Okay,
I've
Tasha,
been
let's
looking
get
at
the next
whole
question.
time. I'm like, you know what, friend? It's funny that you say that, because the whole time I'm looking at her and I watch her makeup tutorials, and it's like, oh my God, she got this here everywhere. And it's like, she looks so freaking pretty, but I can't say it because we talking about gay shit. You know what I'm saying? So I want to feel some type of way, but girl, you look
You
good
can
and you
give
rocking that
a
makeup back
honest
there.
compliment. It's okay. I'm sure she appreciates it. So I'm gonna send her another link. Somehow Quelz got knocked off. Is that Quelz? Okay. Tasha, we are ready for the next question, my dear.
All right, we're ready for the next one. So this is coming from Anonymous 45827. Anonymous says, dating a coworker. How do I ask a coworker out without making things awkward for us at work? She's pretty cool to talk to, and we've hung out a few times, but I want it to be more than that. Please help.
Can you say that again, Tasha?
Yes. This person wants to know, they want to know, how do I ask a coworker out without making things awkward for us at work? She's pretty cool to talk to, and we hang out a few times, but I want it to be more than that. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. It's always been a rule of thumb for me. You don't date your coworkers. Now, that's just me. I do know of situations where I've had coworkers and they were dating. I've also worked with people where their husband or wife worked at the same company as us. And I remember a particular situation where there was a woman that was a manager in another department. Her husband was a manager in another department. And the woman that her husband was messing with was a person that worked. So it was a three-way relationship right at the job.
Messy.
The husband and wife were married, and then he was cheating on somebody with somebody at the job. Needless to say, the person, the mistress, she ended up getting fired because the wife ended up getting her fired, but her and the husband, some way somehow, their relationship continued. They still stayed married. But to me, when I heard about the incident, I felt that was unfair because I was like, why you gonna get her fired, but you stay with your husband when he's the one that had made the vows to you? So why are you getting her fired? Like, if anything, you need to be getting him fired because he's the one that broke your covenant. She didn't break it. Although, again, she was an accessory to it, but she's that man's married to you. She's not married to you.
In that situation, Tasha, what was the relationship with work? Was one a supervisor or manager? The person who got fired was what?
Both the husband and wife were both supervisors in two different departments. The mistress was just, she was just an employee in one of the departments. She didn't have a supervisor or manager role. So the husband was cheating with her.
So the husband was supervising her? Was the husband?
No.
Okay.
No, he wasn't in different.
Everyone works in different departments. Wow. I mean, so I'm putting my HR hat on right now. I can't believe that they fired. I mean, I can believe that the employee or the associate got fired over the supervisor because that does happen, depending on how the story was relayed, especially if there was like a confrontation. Yeah, it happens. But really, if it, in actuality, honestly, the husband, despite whatever, him cheating, he more than likely, he should have been fired because as a manager, I mean, oftentimes you are held to a higher standard and sometimes like a managerial code of conduct that sometimes you're asked to sign or even just acknowledge. And the fact that she got fired over him, it just makes me wonder, like, was there some type of a confrontation that, she kind of like went and confronted his wife or something, stuff like that. But yeah,
there was a confrontation, but it happened outside of work, right? But of course it came to work because they all work together.
Okay.
Life with Destiny says sometimes something about work. I don't think it's wrong to date someone from work. Okay. And some people don't. My personal opinion is you don't mix business with pleasure.
Right.
Now,
that's right.
There are people who have dated and got married and live happily ever after. But then what happens, like in this situation I was telling you about the people I worked with, that whole situation caused a lot of conflict at the job.
Well, Tasha, I was just going to say, it doesn't surprise. So even though they had the conflict outside of work, let's say the police were involved. If she went into human resources and said she feels threatened because homegirl bashed out her husband's windows in front of the house, and they filed a police report and they have an order of protection. And yeah, oh, by the way, my husband was fooling around with her and he is in the wrong, but we are working on that and it's a private matter. But this woman now has an order of protection. She threatened me. That's probably how that woman got let go. So yeah, not a good idea to have relationships at work, even though they can work out. And I agree. It's not always, because when it doesn't work out, it's never good. You guys know it gets messy.
A story really quickly. I used to work for an airline, and airline affairs are infamous. And for some reason, the side chicks always end up booting the wife and becoming the new wife. And at our job, there was one particular situation that was very sad because the wife was in HR. The husband was, a frontline airport employee, and he started cheating with another airport employee. But the thing is, even though we were at the airport and the wife was in HR, it spread like a disease over like the whole company, right? To the point where, he loved his affair so much, he didn't care about his reputation being tarnished, because at the end of the day, he was falling in love with somebody else at work. And, you know, his wife, when she would be flying out, she'd come looking sad and depressed. And people at the front, everybody knew what was going on. And they would be like, oh, you know, are you okay? And she'd come crying and cussing about that home record, blah, blah. And, you know, we all know this woman. We all know the man. You know, it's like, I mean, take it, these are people of Caucasian descent. So, like, that might play a factor into why it was kind of not as messy or lenient. But I agree with all y'all. You know, you can't find love at the workplace, but when I worked at, a lot of affairs were going on at the workplace, and the side chick was the one winning. That was the one riding off into the sunset with these women's husbands. And, you know, that's just sad to think about, because
baby, that's why at the end of the day, Q, I'm sorry, Q, I, as a woman, like, I don't like for my husband to work around a lot of women. I've never had to deal with that.
Right.
And it's not just me being an insecure woman, but where my husband work at, I don't know if y'all remember, but one time Alita was selling Gerard. Oh, you cannot go to the strip club. Well, whenever shop, before he had his own business and he was working for the trucking company, it was like right in the middle of all the strip clubs. Whenever you go there, it's like topless, eat free, the playhouse and all this and that. And it was like, well, my God, you know what I'm saying? I felt some type of way. I had to get used to the fact of my husband worked right in the middle of all the freaking strip clubs, and I felt uncomfortable. I'm not used to my husband working with women. So if I heard a woman voice, I'm be like, who is that? You know, like I said, not that I'm insecure, but just the fact that I know what's going on at work. I worked at an eyeglass company, and it was women and men, and most of the women was dating the supervisors. Yeah, supervisors that got different girlfriends there, or, you know, do she know he married? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that's my at work boyfriend. You know, I think that it's very common, but I disagree with it because I'm married and I disagree with infidelity. But at the end of the day, how can you approach, which Tasha's question was, how can I approach, you know, somebody at work? If you got a wife, you shouldn't approach nobody at work. And if you do, just know that you're going in knowing that you're going to probably mess up your marriage for somebody who's already married.
Right, but wait a minute. Life of Destiny says the question wasn't about cheating. I think he or she just wants to know how to ask a coworker out. Yes, that was the initial question. But the point of me saying what I was saying was, you know, a date can potentially turn into a marriage. And in Life of Destiny, she sounds like she feels passionate about this. She says a lot of people do meet their spouses at job. Yes, they do. And if it works out for you, great. Just my personal opinion, I'm just the type of person, I don't want to mix business with pleasure. So I frown upon dating somebody I work with because of things I have seen happen when they're, you know, at the hospital. I worked at the hospital for years, and you always seen the nurses and the nurses end up marrying one of the doctors. Like that was like a common thing, you know. And that happened, but then you also seen a lot of affairs happening at the job too. And I'm just, me personally, when it come to my money, yeah, I don't need no interruptions, right? So
what about when it go wrong? What about if it go wrong? If it go wrong, you still got to go to work and see the same person. You still gonna feel uncomfortable. And a reason for leaving a job not should be because you're uncomfortable with, you know, what has happened. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
I mean, me personally, the way I have felt on days where, you know, I didn't get into it with, you know, my boyfriend at the time and went to work the next day or whatever, I'm feeling all some type of way because we done argued all night long. The last thing I need to do is come to work and see your face. Like, I need time.
Right. I knew a girl, so I worked for a pretty large company, and there was a girl that I knew, and she started dating a manager, and he was a manager, so he had a team she was a manager, individual contributor, so she didn't have any direct reports. Long story short, they went out to dinner. He really liked her. They started going out on a couple of dates. There was a policy because it's a really large company and they don't really enforce like no dating, but you must inform your immediate manager if you are dating somebody within your group, just because there is that basically is a no fraternizing policy. But anyway, long story short, after about 3 dates, her eventually, who became her husband, had to go to her manager and just like, hey, I want to date so and so. And I guess what I would say is just be sure. If you just want to go on a date, or you just think she's got a nice big butt, and you're not sure, if this is not like wife or husband material, don't do it. If you feel like your husband just walked in the building, go for it. But if it's just someone to just kick it with and Netflix and chill, don't do it. It's not worth it. Because if your policy is that you have to make a disclosure to your management leaders, you don't want them in your business just because you wanted to just kind of go out with someone. If you're destined to be with that person, I think you can manage the first initial dates maturely. And if it comes time that you have to disclose it, go for it. If it's not someone who you even feel comfortable like that with, don't do it, because it can just be a disaster. It can just be such a disaster.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, Destiny says she's never done it, but she knows people who have. Yeah, and I know people who worked together. They met their wives or husbands, wife and husband at the job, and yeah, they didn't have any problems. Just for me, y'all, this is my personal opinion. I just don't want to do that because relationships can be up and down, and the last thing I need to do, like I said, get into it with you the night before. Then we gotta go. We can't do that at the job.
Right.
I might be feeling some type of way about that argument. And that's just me. I just don't want to. I don't, and then I'm just a particular about people knowing my business. I don't want people all in my business like that. And you my boo thing, and you all up at the job, and we, like I said, we might have a spat. Now everybody, we feeling some type of way about our argument or whatever's going on in our relationship. I just personally feel like that's something I don't want to do. But y'all, we're gonna get off that one because we got some more sis that we got to help out, and so we got to move on. So if you are somebody in the chat that's dating somebody at your job, baby, just if y'all get into it, just understand, don't take that to your job. Like I think Mingo says, don't shit where you, or don't shit where you eat. Okay. All right. So here's the next one. It's from Anonymous. Anonymous says depression or anxiety. It says, now this person is young. They said, am I the only one that overthinks relationships? I obviously don't put all these emotions on my partner, but I feel it a lot sometimes. I just sit and think and get in moods where I don't want to talk to anyone or do anything at all. I usually stay in my room all weekend, listen to music, and on my phone. I'm currently starting a new relationship with a guy. We're not boyfriend, girlfriend yet, but we're getting there. And I just don't want to get hurt again. Everything he says to me, I question or feel like it's a lie. If he isn't talking to me, I get anxious about what that might be. Wait a minute. She said, I get anxious about what he might be doing and with who. Again, I do not put this on my partner. I let him live his life. For the people who wants to say I'm toxic, these are just things that I feel on a daily basis and keep inside, and I don't know why. If I can handle it anymore, to be honest, I just don't want to feel like this anymore or pretend that I'm fine.
She got to let shit go.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. So I say she carrying baggage and she need to let it go.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. It sounds like this young lady is, she says, is it depression or anxiety? Sounds like it's a combination of the two.
Mm-hmm.
The statement that she made about the new boo or the potential news, the guy that she's seeing, they're actually not together yet. You know, she said every time he says something to her, she thinks it's a lie from what she's went through in previous relationships. Well, one thing about that, baby, you can't carry old baggage into a new relationship. You got to leave all that old stuff at the door, baby. Whatever went on with you in that relationship, you learned from it, but you can't fault somebody else for something somebody else.
But see, I'm guilty of that. I'm totally guilty of that. I have walls up. It's a red flag. It's a trigger from what I went through my past. And it made me realize I got to heal me and love me first before I decide to involve somebody else into my life, because I don't want to damage somebody who didn't damage me. And that's not fair to them. So a lot of people hop from relationship to relationship, not taking the time to learn themselves, love themselves, and heal themselves before they are ready to go ahead and involve themselves with somebody else. And then the cycle just repeats itself. So,
and also,
why is that?
Quelz, I also think sometimes
I'm like, what you're saying is so true, and it bothered me because this is a thing that I got a problem with. Like, why come when women leave out of a relationship, the first thing they do is try to better themselves? When men leave out of a relationship, the first thing they try to do is find a new boo. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You do not need nobody to define who you are. Why would I leave out of a relationship and go get back in another when I know I got baggage? Apparently, if I've been in a relationship, I've been hurt, you know, so I'm going to leave with the hurt and the pain and go and be like, hey, what's up? No, I just been going through something, you know? So why do having a relationship define who I am as a woman or as a person? You know, I was telling my husband before, I don't understand when people say, you know, I want to do me. Oh, so now you doing what you want to do. If what I want to do ain't be with you, then why am I doing it? So it just say, for instance, if I say, you know what, oh, I can do what I want to do now. Well, what is it that I want to do? Because what I want to do is be with my family and be in a relationship. So when you say you can do what you want to do, what is what you want to do? And why come leaving out a relationship? Why do we look for somebody else? You don't have to look for somebody else, especially if you're a mother, especially if you have family. Like, what about getting to know who you are? No woman that has kids should leave a fucking relationship and look for a fucking man. It's like, is that what makes you? What the hell? You just left a relationship. What about, let me go get an education? Let me go get a good job. Let me get my shit together. Me, Necie, as a person, if me and my husband go wrong, I'm going to show him that I'm that bitch. I'm going to show him, oh, it didn't work for you. You thought this, you thought that. Let's look at me and who I really am. Because we all lose ourselves in relationships, whether you married or not. When you're in a relationship, you give your all. And giving your all, shit, you forget about you. Yeah, I used to like to do this. I used to like to do that. Well, let's get back to what you like. Let's get back to what you love. So you just want to do what you want to do. What I want to do is be in a relationship and be happy. And if it's not going right, let me define who I am as a person. And I can't stand for a woman to leave and say, it's time to date. Is it really? Or is it time to get your education? Or is it time to bond with your kids? If you got kids, how can you ever be lonely? All that energy that you put toward dating, put it towards your kids. Put it towards yourself. What about loving yourself? Because we all forget to love ourselves sometimes. We all do. When you look at your life and you're like, oh yeah, I remember I liked to do that. Oh, now I want to do this. Do it. Be happy and do that in your relationship, because if you don't got no me time, then you just like the first lady, you living a lie. You got to have me time. My me time, I like to go to the spa. I'm a Scorpio. I'm a water baby. But how can I leave from giving my all to my husband and my kids and leave out and then go give it to another mother? No. I don't want to give my all to nobody.
Necie, listen to this. Listen to what she says. She says, I just don't want to get hurt again. Everything he says to me, I question or feel like it is a lie.
But see,
can I say,
I feel like everything you do that involves feelings, love, you have to be willing to take that risk. If you're not willing to risk that emotion or risk that, then you're not ready. If you're not really ready and willing to take those risks that could possibly either lead to something beautiful or lead to something tragic where you can learn from it, then you need to leave those people alone until you be like, okay, I'm ready to risk it. I'm gonna give this to you. I'm gonna give you a chance. If you hurt me, I'm gonna learn from it. If you don't hurt me and progress to something more, I'm glad I took that risk.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like it's a risk when it comes to emotions. So.
And I just wanted to say too, you know, the cycle of depression, anxiety leads to depression. Depression leads to anxiety. So when you are anxious, you get depressed. When you are depressed, you get anxiety. So, you know, if you Google anxiety and depression, it's a circle. So you can be in both simultaneously. But if you are experiencing them individually, one goes right into another. So it can be both, just like you said.
So this, hey Demita, this just shows me that people are out here living real life issues. Like they're going through, you know, really traumatic situations. This woman seems to think she's toxic because of the way she's feeling. I think before she even tries to get into a relationship with this new guy, like Necie said, she needs to get herself together.
Yeah.
She didn't say it, but she needs to get her, because obviously she's dealing with depression and anxiety. And how can you have a healthy relationship if you're dealing with those type of feelings? I think she needs to get those feelings under control. And once she gets those under control, then venture into a relationship, because that person deserves all of you, not some of you.
Right. And you know, I hate
want
that
somebody
she says,
coming with baggage.
Well, we all do, but I mean, you need to. I mean, you got to own it. You got to own it. We all have baggage, but you gotta be able to own it, or you know, unpack it.
Right. You exactly. You got to unpack it at some time. Like, baby, you can't just keep walking around with this stuff built off inside of you, because you're gonna be pushing potentials away.
Right. Yeah.
But guess what, Tasha? The thing is, how do you unpack it? Time.
Yeah, time. I mean, you have the healing.
Heals all wounds. If you get a black eye, it'll be gone within time. If you get a cut, it'll be gone within time. A relationship is deeper than a cut or a scratch or a wound. You have to heal yourself. I'd be goddamn if I leave a relationship.
How does a wound heal? How does it heal?
You gotta nurture it. You gotta care for it.
It heals from the inside out.
Get it cute. Get it cute. You hear me? Get it cute. You gotta nurture it. That's when we start talking about self-love, baby girl. Self-love is your Neosporin. I know you fucking lying. Don't do me. Because at the end of the day, most of these ladies, these three women that y'all speak of, these three women that y'all react on, they don't know about self-love. So as a real grown-ass woman, to sit up here and see my man gone, my man gone, my man gone, your antidote is to get another nigga? Fuck a nigga. You got a house full of goddamn kids. On my grown woman ass shit with my husband standing right there. You know what? Miss me with the bullshit. Because you know what? I'm not going anywhere mentally. You understand me? You got me fucked up. What another nigga can do?
That's what I love about her.
I be damn if I go look for love. The fuck? I'm gonna look for love, and I got a house full of kids. Love is right here. Love is in this. You know, so why you walking around?
Love within
I was
yourself.
pregnant. I'm not pregnant. Oh, I get this. Nigga, say, get your life. Get your life. That's my shit. As a full grown ass woman, why the fuck I'm gonna look for something that I already got? You know what? I'm gonna tell y'all this, and it's from the bottom of my heart. I'm gonna say this to the ladies in the chat. I'm gonna say this to my husband. I'm gonna say this to everybody. I done told my husband, I love love. I'm used to being loved. Every morning that we wake up, you better rest for sure. It's a motherfucker that love me. So love is not something I gotta look for, because I wake up knowing that I got this shit. But what I don't wake up knowing that I got is confidence as a woman. Sometimes I have good days. Sometimes I have bad days. Sometimes it's so easy for a woman to put a man first, and she don't even know that she doing it. Because we lose ourselves in relationships. What the fuck? We start getting so used to pleasing our men, we forget to please our goddamn self. But you think I'm finna leave a relationship where I'm cooking, cleaning, working? I'm nurturing him. Baby girl, if mama ain't right, no, ain't nobody right. Let me be. And you think I need a motherfucking man? Tasha, friend. Did you just see that motherfucking rabbit over there? I'm talking about the coochie curls, baby. Let's be real, nigga. Shit.
You didn't see that.
Because the only thing that fucked me up is when homegirl downstairs is anticipating. At the end of the day, it only takes 5 minutes to release, and we back on our shit. So why would I pull somebody else in my life, in my fucked up life? In my head, I'm not together. I just lost somebody. So I'm going to rebuild me by finding somebody to replace who? My husband is irreplaceable, baby. God, I'm just going to let you know. God never made a mistake when he gave me mine. My husband was love at first sight. But do that mean I got a perfect marriage?
No.
Hell no. You think I'm going to let my husband go and go get somebody else?
No.
Say, baby, you ain't ready to pay all my motherfucking bills. You're not ready for me because I have my expectations is high, not because he paid my bills, but because of how I love me. And sometimes we get in a relationship and we forget about that shit. We forget about what you got. Oh, he didn't open up the door. Oh, he didn't buy groceries. Fuck that shit. Every nigga ain't gonna pay your motherfucking bills, and whether you know it or not or love it or not. And I know a lot of people said that when I was with Olivia talking about Kiara. Oh, he didn't pay the bills. At least you pay the bills because where I'm from, niggas just don't do that. We got some selfish motherfuckers in this world.
Where I'm
from, I'm just gonna go and say in Oak Cliff, America, niggas be about they self. So if you get a nigga who is paying your bills, if you get a nigga who is taking care of the family, if you get somebody who willing to sacrifice and stay gone for days to provide for you, compromise. And when you decide to leave out, take them same fucking standards with you. Cause no nigga don't make me. And Q, I can see that a nigga don't make you. And friend, you don't look like you need no motherfucking body.
No.
And guess what,
I do.
Tasha?
I love my husband.
You regardless, baby girl. We just don't need it.
Right.
Love is something that I want, and it's not something that I need.
Right.
I want love. I love love.
It's something
looking for a nigga every time you got a fucking attitude. Oh, well, I'm gone. Well, guess what? I refuse to be a bitch that's looking for love. I'm so sorry.
Thirsty. Isn't that what they call it? Thirsty.
Oh, we at the daycare. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
you know,
not to diss anybody, but it's, and I feel like thirsty is such a good adjective just because it does feel like you are dehydrated when you are lacking love. But when you love from yourself first and you give that love to you, and sometimes that love is respect, dignity, integrity, stop lying to yourself, all of those things. When you love on yourself, it makes you more confident. It makes you prettier. It makes you, it makes people notice like, hey, what have you been doing? Like, oh, wow, I love that new hairstyle or something. And it's really not nothing. It's really just the fact that you decided I'm putting me first. And by putting me first, maybe you're putting someone who loves and cares about you first, which is really what marriage is all about. Because you put someone else first so that they can put you first. And,
I'm not a married person.
But it comes.
I feel like when you love yourself and put yourself first, a person is supposed to add to your life. Not
of course,
your whole complete life.
Right.
You shouldn't have to yearn for male attention or attention from the opposite sex because, like you said, that gives off the vibe of being thirsty.
Thank you.
When you do love yourself, when that person departs from your life and they are gone, you know how to bounce back without falling to the lap of
another. Of course. And I think, Quelz, in a relationship, just like you as a mom, when your child is gone for a day or even at school, I mean, I miss my daughter, definitely. Like, I feel that absence. I feel that absence when I'm not with my husband, but I am okay. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good. They have fed me enough. I have fed them enough that we're good when we're not together. But yeah, it's a balancing act. And I think definitely self-care is something that a lot of people are really, you hear that expression a lot because there's a lot of people out there that kind of put themselves to the back, and even going too quickly into new relationships, I think is kind of also, I mean, it's not a good thing. We all know that. We've all said that. We see the warning signs because nothing's going to come good of it because typically you're not ready.
Hey, French,
You know what?
Let
me say y'all this.
Wait a minute, hold on. Real quick. Monica understands says no one can make you happy, only happier.
Yes.
And Mind Goal says you can't love nobody if you don't have self-love first. I hear that. Now, ladies, let me say this really quick, and then I gotta go. I gotta step away real quick. Let me say this. I thank you, each and every person on this panel. I thank each and every person in this chat room because somebody need to hear this today. Somebody need to hear this. Okay?
Shit.
We not professionals. Like we ain't got degrees, but we are professional at living this life. Okay? I got a degree at living this life. And I know the things that I've been through, the things that you've been through, Francois, Quelz, Necie. We all done been through things. We all done lived and loved and learned, right? So at the end of the day, if we can't do nothing but share our experiences, even if we don't be detailed with our experiences, but through these advice questions, we can live out some of the things that we have experienced, okay? So I thank each and every one of y'all for coming on here tonight. I thank everybody in the chat that's discussing the topics along with us. And like I said, I hope and pray this message hits somebody that might need it.
Before you go, Tasha, let me say this right here. I had a conversation with my husband. What separate a woman from a girl? And baby girl, I had to poke me up a shot to talk to my husband about that. And he asked me, Necie, what do you think separate a woman from a girl? And why do you think older men want younger women? You know, we just having a random conversation. And my shit is this. When I was a young girl, I was like, shit, this old bitch, oh, this her husband. I didn't give a fuck. As a young girl, I consider myself to be a beautiful young girl. And I thought I can have any man I want. But to me, the difference between a girl and a woman, a girl go for what she wants and a woman go for what she needs. To be honest, and that's just me. And as a young girl, cocky and arrogant as fuck. I feel like that old bitch, she can't do what I can do. What did I have to offer as a girl? My mama asked me, do you know what a climax is? Baby girl, I didn't know. I didn't know the difference between having an orgasm and getting a climax. So at the end of the day, a young girl, she don't think, she just do. As a woman, how do I feel about a young girl? If a young girl see my husband with his gold teeth, with his red ass, it's funny because she has no knowledge of what it is to be a woman. And at the end of the day, old men don't approach me. It's the young guys. And it's crazy that young guys approach me. And my husband, he laughed, you know, because I was a very confident young girl. But as a grown-ass woman, I still feel like these young females don't let that cooch from a hole in the ground because I'm more confident. I can teach them. You understand me? And as a beautiful young girl who blossomed into a beautiful young woman, my gosh, Shy, older women have no reason to be intimidated by young girls because to me, young girls are a fun time. To me, young girls have absolutely no idea of what they're doing. Now, I can't speak. Don't get offended if y'all young girls, but I was that young girl who felt like, look at her old ass. She look like this. She wear wigs. She this. Girl, now I'm that old woman.
That sounds like the YouTube like, streets.
You heard me? You heard me? And I'm like, that you can get a man, but can you keep one? Coming from somebody that been married over a decade, you know? So as a grown-ass woman, I need to pride myself You need to pride yourself. You need to pride yourself if you can keep and maintain a marriage, because it's not about sex. And sexy is not how you look. Sexy is not your body. Sexy is a mentality that a wife will learn to uphold. Sexy is my nails. You hear me? Sexy is my hair. Sexy is the way I walk. Sexy is the way I talk. Sexy is what a man want to see. My husband don't have to say, go get your nails done.
Right.
My husband go with me and say, I want to see you with that wig. But to a young girl and to a young woman, she don't know about that. Because she's still trying to run shit. Sexy is submissive. You understand? Yeah. And on the day and the time that we live in, girls don't know about that. How do I know? I got a daughter that I have to say, don't forget about submissive, baby. Don't forget about shut the fuck up. Don't forget about how to please. Because every man don't need a woman that ain't good for just laying on her back. Do you feel me? My quality run deep. I know how to do more than clean up a closet and cook a goddamn meal. You understand? And it's like shit, self-love, it lies deep. You know, it's deeper than sex. It's deeper than I love you. Self-love is showing him that you love your motherfucking self. When you start showing these men how much you love, I'm gonna give you a prime example. My baby daddy said, what are you into? What do you like? I said, well, I like necklaces. I like this, but I'm simple. Simple? Shit. Simple was he took me out to eat. He started dealing with a different woman. He bought her a Gucci hat. Bitch. She said, look at this ring. You buying her rings? You buying her Gucci hats? What the fuck? He said, I said, why did you buy her so much and you did so less for me? He said, that's what she into. You're simple. He did for her what made her happy. And that was Gucci hats and rings. What did I do? Get that thing. Anybody can get that thing. I showed him that I was simple. When we talk about self-love, standards. You have to put standards for your motherfucking self. You understand me? I should have came in wanting that Gucci hat. But how the fuck can I miss what I never had? So you bought this bitch a Gucci hat and I'm having your baby and I don't get shit but a meal? I was trying to impress her. I gave her what she liked. She's into rings. She's into Gucci. So now I got to be a Gucci girl. You understand what I'm saying? Self-love don't go with the money. Self-love go with give me what I'm worth. As a young girl, I wasn't thinking about that. But as a grown-ass woman, I need that. If you can't pay no light bill and you can't pay this, fuck what I like. It's about what I need. What separates a woman from a girl, Tasha? We don't go for what we want. We go for what the fuck that we need. And I got to teach my kids that. Because they'll end up going through life thinking that they need a nigga. Oh, I'm so hurt. I'm straight out of a relationship, but let's date. Fuck dating, bitch. Get your mind right. Get your mind right and know that any nigga that come around, he's not needed. He wanted. My husband said a high bar. If you can't do what he do, I don't even want to talk. I don't want to holler. Did you hear me, friend, when I said living life like a beginner, but this is only the beginning? You hear me?
Yes.
And we all need to feel like that all day, every day for 2020. You got me fucked up. Yes. Women empowerment is strong. When I see you, my sister, and you said, look in my room, I did this shit. Kudos to you. I'm about to bust out in a motherfucking sweat. You did that. When I see you saying that my husband finna come on, he cooking, guess what? Let him do that shit. When Q sitting up there saying, I don't got this, but I'm looking good, baby, you said your mood, you said your tone, you make shit be the way that you fucking want it to be. Because anybody who come in this shit, they gonna have to set the bar for you. Exactly. Beauty of the week, goddamn me. And my husband off in there cooking, what? Crab. And he just made his, and he looking at me too, and looking good. You know what I'm saying? He said, I just made that sauce.
Make sure you tell Tyrone.
He didn't make that sauce. He don't understand that I'm that motherfucking sauce because of the boy that I said for my goddamn self. And at the end of the day, all these little young bitches need to set a bar for their motherfucking self. I'm sorry if I'm at the wrong place on the wrong day. But I'm
Necie,
just
make
saying,
sure you tell Chiron
set
we
the
said
bar for
thank
your
you.
motherfucking self, and you're gonna get what you want out of life because you set that goddamn bar. Fuck what a nigga gonna bring to you. What the fuck can you do for yourself? You wanna see what I'm gonna do for myself? 2020 bitches, let's get it. Without knocking each other down, without snapping each other for a motherfucking view. Fuck getting a view. Who are you really? What do you really want for yourself? Yeah, and I got a whole husband
it's
stand
like,
behind me all day, every day. And I think I'm that bitch that if I said I'm gay or I'm this or I'm that, he gonna rock with me. Not because of the coochie curls, but because who I am as a woman, not as a fucking girl, as a woman. I gotta be happy by all means necessary. I'm gonna take my shit. I'm gonna own my happiness. Gerard, you're married, baby boy. Have a good time. Know that you need a motherfucking woman and not a girl. So to all you little girls who think you need a woman, I'm sorry, who want to be a woman. If you live in that little girl world, you're gonna get that little girl life. And drama is gonna consistently follow you because you thirsty as fuck. Because you don't love your goddamn self. And if you didn't love yourself last year, you better love yourself this year. Because self-love is a motherfucker. Do you hear me, Q?
Oh, you know, I know. I'm a Taurus, okay? I'm big on self-love, self-care.
I can't even read, girl.
Whatever it is, if I got to get my hair done, my nails done, my feet done, I'm doing all of that by myself.
I'm so mad. I can't read, y'all.
Can you hear
You
me
can't
now?
hear us, Necie?
I can't.
You know, it really is important though to have goals and have a vision, and not just kind of just be living. Because if you're living not intentionally and you're just kind of like, gosh, I wonder what's going to happen today, you know, or not realizing that you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again, your life, sometimes you look back and you, even though you may have accomplished some things, maybe you've gotten, you know, maybe you're married, maybe you're not, whatever the case might be, you may feel like you haven't really gotten anywhere in life. So it really is important to have some goals, to decide, you know, what do I want to get accomplished, you know, this year, this decade. Do we want a house? Am I sending my kid to college? You know, am I going to keep my hair done? You know, things like that. So yeah, it really is important, like you said, Necie, to really kind of love on yourself and know who you are and the things that you want to do, and really set some goals for yourself.
And I agree totally.
And baby, I don't do it for my man. I do it because that's what makes me feel good as a person. So if you gonna come to mine, make sure you're gonna keep your hair done. Make sure you're gonna keep your nails done. Okay. Bitch, you better cook that food. You better pacify them kids. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be more than laying on your back. You hear me, Q?
You gotta be. You gotta be. What good am I? What example am I setting for my kids if all I'm doing is laying on my back? And I got every Tom, Dick, and Harry coming through the door every 5 to 6 months. You know, here go a new man, a new daddy, a new whoever. You know, I've got to live to set examples for my children. They watching me. If I don't love me,
they watching you.
Expect them to know to love themselves, to know, okay, I got to come first. I can't always, you know, forget about myself and put somebody else on a pedestal and not focus on my clear thinking and my focus and what it is I want out of this person. I can't just be with somebody for the sake of saying I have somebody. I got to have a goal in mind with that person.
Right.
What are we doing? What are we progressing to? What is the goal for our relationship or our situationship to progress?
And there's nothing wrong with asking that, Quelz.
Right.
There's nothing wrong.
I can't waste my time because I'm setting an example for my offspring. My breed.
She said she set an example.
Right.
Okay, you gotta set that example. That's why I'm with Necie.
You did, because at the end of the day, you know why I watch you, baby girl. I was watching you when I was going through whatever I was going through with the sea chasers type shit, and you said some real Ninja Turtle shit. You know, you said, you mixed. Your grandma was this. Your grandpa was that. You know, we all mixed. you got my attention because my great grandmother, my grandmother's mother, she's black. Her husband is full bloodish Irish. So my mother, she got it's 7 of them. Okay, they all high yellow women. They all got like brown and gray eyes. You know, you was right. But the thing about it, what you said that really got my attention, baby girl, when you got on there and you start speaking on the fact that I want to say it kind of like you said it, but you was just letting it be known. You know what? Is this what it come to? I got a big nose. I pluck hairs. I get hair removal. I do this. I do that. I'm ugly because of this. I'm ugly because of that.
Right.
You know, Q, when I was young, I used to hurry up. Like if I was in a bed with my boo thing, I would get up and go hurry up, wash my face and put on makeup because I didn't want him to wake up and see me ugly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, beauty is skin deep.
Right.
As a big girl, I was up to 278 pounds. My husband was the first nigga. I used to be in my cover. I was like, let's do it. Come on. And he was like, shit, you better take that shit off. You know, he grabbed my stomach, baby girl, before the weight loss. He was like, you better take that shit off. And he grabbed my stomach and he grabbed me. He said, I love all of this. Mm-hmm. So for you as a woman who says, is that what it come to? You know, we talking about, I got a big nose. We talking about, I got hers too. Yeah, I got all that. Olivia one line, she said, I got saggy skin. How you doing, saggy skin? Yeah. But as a black woman that love yourself, you said what you said about you, which is your flaws, things that you don't like about you. But Tasha, friend, and me just set up her and said, you look so pretty tonight.
Thank you.
You know, your makeup is flawless. Like, we can see past that shit.
Yeah.
Because you know what? We're women. And our job is not to look at you and say you beautiful, so we gonna throw you under the bus. I'm that bitch. I'm gonna say, girl, you look good.
Thank you.
Hold on. Necie,
got her coochie curls straight laid to the side. Tasha got her bangs hidden. Like, shit, y'all look pretty tonight. You know what I'm saying?
You're so
Necie,
silly.
ladies, we have a question. LaShonda says, are you talking about LaShonda's comment? I wish for happiness one day and to just be normal. Mental health is the worst, and I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy.
LaShonda?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Francois.
I was gonna say we're with you. I mean, the struggle is real, and not feeling like you have control, or you've kind of lost mental focus, or whatever's going on with your mental health. Certainly we wish the best for you.
I want to say this to LaShonda. I have dealt with feeling a certain type of way about myself and mental health, and the thing is, it really goes back to, you really got to take time out for yourself. Do the things, find something deep within that brings you joy. To me, it was simply maybe putting on some makeup. A lot of people say, oh, she ugly, she got to cover up. But me, it was me practicing my art. It was something that took time out of my day to make me feel better about myself. Because it was like, okay, I can get in the mirror, I could do this, and I feel better about myself. And I'm not going to worry about the outside world of how their opinions are about it. And I'm doing what makes me feel good. And I know it's times we can get in a dark place and feel like, the world is crumbling in, the walls are coming in, and everything, we all get overwhelmed and things like that with mental health. But honestly, I've been to a psychiatrist before, and I felt like that person did no help for me whatsoever. I sat there, I told them my problems. Everybody say seek an outside source. It'll help to talk to someone that's non-judgmental and don't know you. It can help you. But I don't know. I'm the type of person where people always come to me for advice. So when I need it, I have nobody to vent to. And maybe, you're in a situation like that too, where you have no one you feel like you could talk to. But you know what I don't even have it on me. But I have a journal. I have a book where if I'm feeling any type of way, it's pinned to the pad. and I sit there and I write my feelings, I write my emotions, and it honestly makes me feel better. It really does, because even when I feel like I'm alone in the world, I can express and get that off my chest and get that out there and gain mental clarity. You know, some people don't really understand why people get into certain things like yoga and things like that, but you have to find something that's going to distract you without stressing you out. Some people distract themselves by entangling themselves deep into work, and then they become a workaholic, and then they get lost in their work, and it's like, well, that's not a good way to relieve your other stress, because you're taking on a workload and you know your mind is focused on that. So what I'm just saying, not to keep babbling about it, but you got to find something where you can release that type of energy so you can like soothe your mind and not be so overwhelmed with your thoughts. And me, I journal. I love to journal. It helps me, and it's a soothing technique I use.
LaShonda, thank you so much for being able to relate to LaShonda and other women that possibly in the chat or watching the video itself. LaShonda, just understand, baby, that you're not alone. Even when you think you're alone, you're never alone. You do have a comforter. And I'm not trying to be, biblical on here by any means, but at the end of the day, baby, trust Jesus. Okay? Trust Jesus. He never will leave you nor forsake you. Okay? And do like Quelz said. If you are in a position where you feel like there is nobody to talk to or nobody can understand you, put pen to the pad. Okay? Write your feelings down. And that's a way that you can talk and you can express them out on paper. Maybe look back and read over them and see, and read it out loud to yourself to see actually what you're internalizing. Okay? And I just, I pray for you, baby. I pray that you find peace.
Tasha, you have one more question for us.
Yes. You ready for the next one?
I am ready. Are you guys ready, Quelz? Necie, you ready for this next question?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm sorry for getting so close, y'all.
Huh?
I said I'm sorry.
No, this has been fun.
Yeah, this has been an entertaining night tonight. I love it.
All right, you guys. So here goes the next one. This is from Anonymous 40881. Anonymous says, starting to fall in love. She says, so I guess I'm what you considered a hoe. LOL, I'm 17. I talk to a few boys on the daily. I have 9 bodies, and I treat myself like one because I let boys take advantage of me, which I'm not proud of. I've been having sex with a guy 4 years older than me, and I'm starting to feel like I'm connecting with him more and more sexually, to the point where we've been screwing almost every week for the past 2 months. I don't want to start catching feelings towards him because 1, we don't talk on a daily, and 2, his first impression of me was that I was a booty call. I've been in love before, but I'm scared of the outcome. Maybe I need to think. I tend to like mature guys, and he's gentleman and not hood. LOL, just my preference. I just needed to get some things off my mind.
I mean, yeah.
Go ahead. First and foremost, baby, you 17 years old. Yeah, you too young. Okay, you haven't even, again, like we said, found yourself. You haven't even found yourself. Now, what you saying that you got 9 bodies? I'm assuming that you mean you've had 9 partners. I guess that's what they're calling them now, bodies. Baby, that's a lot to be 17 years old. At the end of the day, you don't want to use yourself up before you meet the Mr. Right. Okay? Because at the rate that you're going at 17 with 9 bodies, by the time you're 20, baby, you're gonna be damaged goods. Okay? So you might want to slow down a little bit. You said that you're catching feelings for this guy, but you also said when you first met him, his first impression of you was a booty call. Now, although you're catching feelings for him, how do you know his feelings have changed? Because you keep saying how you're connecting to him. You didn't say anything about him connecting to you. Okay, so we need to talk about that first. Yes, you're catching feelings, but you don't know if he's catching the same ones. Okay, you said this man is 4 years older than you, so that says he's 21. You know, he don't have a curfew, you do. So he's probably you know, hanging on the days that he's not with you, baby, he's probably hanging out with somebody that he can go to the bar with. Okay, because you can't go. See, that's what's going on in our society now. These young folks, they're so grown before they time, you know, and then they start dealing with all these situations, and then they don't know how to deal with them because you jumped the broom way too soon, baby. You got ahead of yourself, and that's what I find with these young girls. They're getting ahead of themselves, and they start dealing with experiences that they can't handle. Because you haven't got to the point in your life where you were supposed to handle it.
I was a teen mom. I was pregnant with my daughter when I was 17, turning 18. And her father, you know, having her slow me down, but her father, my baby daddy, would always reject me. So dealing with that rejection caused a brief moment of promiscuity in my youth. I'm not saying I can relate to the girl totally, but I'm saying maybe whatever went on, whoever rejected her or whatever she went through that made her feel like it's okay to run through this one and that one and that one. Only way it's going to stop her is something's going to have to slow her down. Me, I had to have the responsibility of my child and I had to work. So I didn't have time to hop from bed to bed to bed. I had to get to work to take care of my child. And I'm not saying maybe she need to have a baby or, you know, encounter some type of horrible sexual transmitted disease, but she's going to have a reality check or a wake-up call that's going to cause her to change her behavior. She already knows morally it isn't right because she's asking the question. So,
well, Quelz, this is what she said. She said, so I guess I'm what you consider a hoe. So she considers herself to be a hoe.
And you know, it's okay. I've had a whole phase before. I ain't ashamed of it. I was young. I had a whole phase. I wasn't hopping from body to body, but I would put people in rotation. You know, I would cheat.
Not rotation.
I would put people in rotation because I was dealing with that rejection from my baby daddy. So when I was mad at him, I had old reliable I could call. If that one was busy, I had the next one. You know, so it just was like a rotation. So it was a whole phase in my mind, but I guess not technically since I was kind of rotating the same people I had already been messing around with. Mm-hmm. But, you know, she's admitting to be a self-proclaimed hoe. But do she want to change? Like,
yeah, listen, this is what she said. She said, I let boys take advantage of me, which I'm not proud of. She said she's not proud of that, but she still allows it to happen. So
maybe she might have like
issues.
Or yeah, because I went through, like I said, I went through self-esteem issues because of that rejection factor from my first love. The person I was so dedicated to was always calling me names, beating on me, cheating on me. So I went through a rejection factor. So something is a trigger for her that's causing that type of behavior. Or, you know, I mean, she can be a nymphomaniac and just enjoy sex, but, you know, it's deeper than that. It's a self-esteem thing. And like I said, my trigger was my first love, my children's father. That rejection factor, him always stepping out on me, you know, calling me fat, names like that, beating on me, you know, having women talk to me all kinds of ways. It was the only way I could feel pretty and good about myself was to lay with different people because it made me feel good. Like, well, this person think I'm pretty and you think I'm ugly, or this person don't call me fat, but you call me fat. So she has to identify what it deeply really is that's causing her to act out in a nymphomaniac type of way, you know?
Well, so, some people in the chat saying she's looking for a father.
But see, that's usually always the people's case. But see, me, My parents been married 52 years. I've always had a daddy. And I was never looking for a daddy. I was just trying to repair that hurt and rejection for the person I really wanted the most, which was my kid's father. And because he was rejecting me, I was seeking it from everybody else. So, you know, I know a lot of people always say women lash out sexually when it's a father thing, but I'm a girl who's always had a father, always had brothers, always had male cousins. There was always a strong male presence in my life. It's just the person I wanted it from the most, which was my kid's dad, was rejecting me. So I lashed out. And that's how I lashed out, was rotating people. So
Right. But do you see how you identify with that? And you're a success story. There's a lot of women that don't identify with their issues, and that seems this 17-year-old girl seems like she's starting to identify it, but she's clouding it with continuously keep seeking other men to be with. You know, she said she got 9 bodies, child, and she's 17.
Tasha, why do you think that she got 9 bodies, and why do you think she's doing it?
She says she has 9 bodies. She says I have 9 bodies, and she's only 17.
But why do you think that she's venging out to 6?
I said it was a rejection factor. Some male that had a strong presence in her life has rejected her in some way, shape, or form. Could be a dad.
So you and sex to feel accepted.
I did. I used it as a coping mechanism to feel accepted. I did. That was me, though.
Right.
And you see, that could be her situation too. I mean, she's had 9 different men, and she's only 17.
Yeah, at 17, if a female is saying I'm 17 and I slept with 9 different men, you need to ask yourself why. I'm asking you, Tasha, why do you feel like she's doing it? Why do you think?
I think that, you know, she's for some reason she's over sexualized, and maybe somebody has touched her. Maybe she was touched inappropriately, and she's starting to.
Let's let this be known, Tasha. Molestation don't make you venture out to men until you start looking for comfort. Molestation make you mad at yourself. It makes you ashamed of your body. Molestation make you kind of hate yourself because you're deprived of your rights to do it willingly. So
but
we
listen
don't
to what
rule.
she said, though, Necie. Listen, she's calling herself a hoe. She's calling herself a hoe.
You know why she calling herself a hoe? She calling herself a hoe because everybody else calling her a hoe because of what she doing.
Yeah.
So she just accepting the hoe activities.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She like, shit, if you can't beat them, join them. Y'all calling me a hoe, so hey, I'm a hoe. And it's not because she feel that she a hoe. She just taking what everybody else said. Yeah, why do you personally think that this girl is having multiple sexual partners at a young age because she thinks she a hoe?
She's looking for love. She said, I mean, she's
looking for love.
She's looking for love. Also, you know, sex can be addictive. So, you know, she may also have a particular addiction to, you know, that moment because, you know, of the endorphins that you get, and also just like that physical connection. She may not have connection with anybody. You know, she may not have anyone that loves her, like someone said, a father, a mother, someone who acknowledges that she even exists. I mean, at 17, how many of us felt like, does anyone even know I'm here? If I were to, you know, if you know, do I matter? So there's a lot of kids that don't have any sense of direction. They don't have a whole lot of hope because they're still growing up. They don't have a whole lot of perspective either. Like, all of us can look back at some point and see a whole lot behind us and have some wisdom. But when you're 17, I mean, your perspective is very limited. So they can't always project further out into the future. So
I wanted to answer a question.
Mhm.
Somebody in the chat asked me, what made me need that love from my child's father? And I wanted to just answer that briefly. So I was like a teenager in love. You know, he was my first love. I met him when I was 15, started messing with him when I was 16. By the time I was 17, I was pregnant. And what made me seek that approval from him was I felt like at that age I could heal him because I had my mom and dad, and he only had his mom. His dad had passed away. And, you know, he would tell me these stories about how his mom was when he was growing up. And I just felt that nurturing, like I felt sorry for him. So when he would lash out and cheat on me and beat me and, you know, say these horrible things to me, I would just try to make excuses for it. Like, okay, well, he doesn't know better because he didn't grow up with a dad, or he don't know better because his mom has neglected him emotionally and she's not really attached to him. They don't have that good like mother-son relationship. So I always made an excuse for his behavior and always wanted to be accepted for him because I would feel like I won. I healed him if he, you know, is this wonderful person. I wasn't really seeing him for who he really was and really acknowledging his substance abuse problems either, and was just like, okay, I love this man so much. I have a child with him. I grew up in a 2-parent household. My parents are still married. This is who I want to be with because my mom had taught me and all my siblings, who you have kids with, be careful because you need to be with that person. You need to be in a family like matter. My mom and dad always instilled that in all of us. And I'm the only one not married. And so it's like I saw my life with this person. I want to stick it out with him no matter what. But it's like when he rejected me, you know, instead of me crying and being hurt about it, like, you know, most women do, I lashed out by seeking attention from other men. And that's how I dealt with it because I felt like a failure. I felt like, well, I couldn't heal him and now he's hurting me. So now I'm going to hurt him like he hurt me.
So it's like a
You
drug.
hear me? Hurt
It's a
people,
drug.
hurt people.
Right. But, you
Somebody
know,
just said that in my chat. Hurt people, hurt people.
When you're the way you articulated that, it sounds like you used it as a drug, and when you're using it as a drug, it's also called, it's like self-medicating. So you were toxic to your system, but also that you were using it as a form of like self-soothing medication, but none of it's good. I mean, at first when Tasha started the question and said the person said that they were a hoe, I was like, ooh, okay, this is going to be, you know, interesting. And then when she said 17, I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I mean, I was immediately like, oh, like, okay, this isn't fun, because anyone 17 going through anything like that, it's not good.
It's not fun.
Yeah,
it's not fun.
It's not. It's.
Let me
it's
say
not,
this, friend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a little ratchet, cute. I'm gonna be a little ratchet girl.
I'm ready.
I'm gonna tell you why. They got this term that they use nowadays. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Mm-hmm. All of y'all housewives was hoes at one point in time. I'm just gonna let you know, baby gal, it's true. All y'all women, they was hoes. You hear me? Because as young girls, we didn't go for what we needed. We went for what we wanted. You understand? Meg, know your wife used to be a hoe. You know what I'm saying? So you can turn the hoe into a, what you say?
I wanted that family unit with him, but I didn't need it because he was toxic. He had his own demons he was battling, but I thought I could fix it for the family because that's what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Just like you were saying, you know, what you want versus what you need.
So can I ask all of you three women, when I tell you that they say you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, are they lying? Can you turn a hoe into a housewife, ladies?
I see a lot of
you most definitely can.
Yeah. You most definitely can. What you think, friend? Can you turn a hoe into a housewife?
Yes.
I don't know.
I gotta see my boo. What you say? What you say, babe? What you say?
I mean, look, there's a difference between being hoe-ish and being an actual like straight up whore. I mean, people, yeah.
If you hoe-ish, if you a hoe, you got hoe tendencies. You know what I'm saying? Take a hoe to a hotel everybody. What you talking about?
I mean,
you turn a hoe to a house?
Some people who say that they're hoes, they're really not. I mean, we know what a hoe is. I mean, look, just because you may have hooked up, more than a few times with more than a few people doesn't necessarily make you like a complete hoe.
Whatever you think a hoe is. Whatever you think a hoe is, friend.
No.
Can you turn that hoe? Whatever your mind frame say a hoe is, can you turn that bitch into a housewife?
A true, authentic, straight up whore? No.
Yes, you can. These hoes.
Yeah, you can, friend. And let me share something with you, my baby. This is the girl that answered the question. I'm going to use me for example because I feel her. I can relate just like Q.
No, I mean,
Necie.
Q, what you're thinking, like, okay, maybe I was hoeing around, I was having my fun. That doesn't necessarily mean that you were a straight up hoe. You know what I'm saying? You, on your most hoish day, you probably were not like what most would consider like a whore. A whore. So yeah, you're
a hoe friend, not a whore. A whore sound worse. We just gonna say a hoe.
A whore. Yeah, no, I'm sure you were not that bad. Unless you're like, no, friend, I was. But no, I don't. You are too pretty and a nice girl. I doubt it. I doubt that you were, I mean, I just don't think that does a hoe want to be a housewife?
Yes, they do. A hoe don't want nothing more but to be a housewife. And I'm finna tell you this shit right here. Let me share this with you guys because it's the last scenario. Necie hoe quotes is in the building. I should have been drinking, but I had to do it. Because I fucking with Tasha tonight.
So good.
Hey, Tasha.
Do you guys try barefoot avocado?
Yes. Okay, can we do a little toast? Let's get a little toast.
I've been drinking all night.
Booyaka, boo. Say at the end of the day, I can relate to little mama. Oh, friend, let me see.
This
look,
is my third one.
You take it to the head. What you said, friend?
I've been drinking this all night.
Friend, oh, baby girl. Tasha, do you see her acting up on me? Yeah. Okay.
Tasha's sitting up there drinking.
I can't believe it myself. Like
Tasha drinking hot cocoa.
Look, I don't see, friend. I don't see you. But this is some real Ninja Turtle shit. So let me speak on that real quick. I'm just gonna put my little thing. I lost my virginity at the age of 13. Why? I was molested at the age of 8. At the end of the day, I hated myself. I didn't like myself. Nobody knew that I was molested. I punched the wall, and when I punched the wall, whatever I had on that night, like it was a bad night. Story time in Necie where I'll let y'all know. At the end of the day, I got molested at the age of 8. Nobody knew that I was molested. I got in trouble at school for beating up boys and fighting on boys. My principal said, "Why do you have such a bad problem with boys? Why do you continue to fight?" The reason why that I was fighting boys because I felt violated. Hitting me on my butt from the back, like I'm gonna beat your ass type shit. And it's like, I got pregnant at the age of 13. At 13, I got pregnant. My mama asked me to get abortion. I didn't want to. I was kind of like my daughter. I want my baby. I'm pregnant type shit. So, why can I relate to this young girl? I did not have sex because I wanted to. And the day I lost my virginity is what I want to share with you guys. On that day that I lost my virginity, I used to go with, I want to say it, if I can say the name. I went out with Terry, Tillis, and Broderick. I went out with those 3 guys. We never had sex. I'm in middle school. They all liked me, and I only tongue kissed one at 13. So at the end of the day, the way that the shit went down, it was like Um, back in my day, it was kind of like, you're not cool unless you having sex, because niggas used to call you out like, you the V, oh, you a V. And I didn't want to be the V. I had the flat stomach, the little flat booty, and I could show my stomach to, LL Cool J around the way, girl. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was fine. So what had happened was I dated all three of these guys at a young age, 13, 14, 15. I'm going to cut you right there. One day, because if y'all seen ATL, she was like, you come on my house, my mama ain't at home. He said, your mama ain't never at home. My mama went at home. She worked commission at Montgomery Wards, if y'all know anything about that. My mama worked commission at Montgomery Wards, and she worked from 9 to 9 because she worked commission. And I was at home alone. So these niggas never touched me. They never did nothing but kiss me. And it was only one that even got to do that. So one day I was at home alone, and I got a knock on the door. And at this time, I wasn't going with neither one of them. I stayed in apartments. So when I got a knock on the door, I came outside, and all three of my ex-boyfriends, they outside, Terry, Silas, and Broderick. And they're like, hey, Necie, we want to ask you something. And I'm like, what's up? They was like, so you a V? They said, so you a V? I was like, nah, I'm not a V. But yes, I was.
Oh, virgin. Oh.
Yeah, V is for virgin. So they're like, you a V? And I'm like, I'm not a V. No, I'm not. So they was like, well, we just came to the conclusion that we have all dated you, and you ain't never letting down one of us hit. So I was like, this because I don't like y'all motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying? This because I ain't into y'all ass. So I slammed the door. And when I slammed the door, I looked through the peephole. They still there. They still laughing. They still talking. And I'm like, they calling me out. They calling me a virgin. Oh, my God. I'm exposed. Because I was fast. I just wasn't having sex. So being that I got molested at the age of 8, I felt violated. I didn't want to be with a man. I pushed against men. So at the age of 13, 14 type shit, to get 3 different men who was like, you never wanted me, it made me feel wanted at that situation. So what I did was I opened up the door, and I had an attitude, I was like, okay, so y'all saying that I'm a virgin? No, I'm not, but I really was. And they said, well, if you weren't a virgin, why you didn't ever sleep with neither one of us? And I was like, because I ain't really like y'all ass like that. I don't feel that type of way. And they said, who do you really like? And I said, I like Terry. And they was like, well, why you didn't ever sleep with Terry? Now, Terry had a girlfriend downstairs named Lisa. Anyways, what I did was I was like, so you think I'm a virgin? Well, come on, let's do it. And he was like, who you gonna do it with? So I got Terry, and I went to his house, his mom at work, my mom at work, and we had sex. And I didn't like it. I didn't want it. I didn't even want to do it, but I did it anyway, just to prove that I wasn't a virgin when I really was. I didn't know that it was a such thing as good poo nanny, bad poo nanny, but I heard that you throw it back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna throw this shit back. So I take my little young ass over his house, and I'm trying to prove a point that I'm not a virgin. And I let this nigga on me, and everything was ugly. Everything was painful. Everything is something that I did not want. And why do people want to have sex? Yeah, I seen porn. My mama had the big VCR tapes, and I watched that shit, but that was not what I felt. So what I noticed as a 13-year-old girl with having sex is that he made me feel wanted. He was like talking shit like, yeah, we on this. Yeah, you're gonna be my girl. Yeah, and it made me feel wanted in a whole nother light. So it was like, I didn't like the sex. And then when I got finished, I pulled my pants up like a soldier. And I was like, you know what? Why y'all trying to talk shit? And y'all gonna be mad because y'all didn't get none. But at the end of the day, this girl is saying that she had multiple partners at a young age. They made her feel wanted. They made her feel loved. They made her feel needed in a way that her mother and daddy could not do it. So that's why with my relationship with my brother, I can't ask him to choose because his girl Pepper, Olivia, whatever you want to call it, she got something to offer that I could never offer. And that's intimacy. And I felt like the only way that I could be understood and accepted at the time was intimacy. So I gave my virginity to somebody that was not my boyfriend, that I did not love, just to show that I was not lame. And he ended up teaching me what it felt like to be wanted at the time. So I feel that that is the reason why this young girl is giving her body away. She not looking at her mental. She only going by her physical. Because my mama used to say, men will tell you anything to get your panties down. Well, she was dealing with men who was telling her what she wanted to hear to get her panties down. That's why don't nobody have to tell KT he the shit. Because I tell my son he the shit. Don't nobody got to talk him out of his pants because I let him know you the shit, you the shit. Because if you don't get that on a day-to-day basis and you don't get that you're good, you cool, you this, you that. If you don't get that, my mama working from 9 to 9, I didn't get that shit. I didn't get like, you're so pretty, you so special. In the first time she did, especially when she thought that I was having sex. Because my mother thought I was having sex and I have not been having sex. Like, I was fast, but I was not having sex. So to this girl, and hopefully she'll be watching, I want to tell you, don't let sex make or break you because it's not that important. Your value and self-worth is more important because I only had sex to prove something. And I only latched on to sex because it made me feel wanted. So if you got a 17-year-old with a body count, she's not doing what make herself happy. She's doing things to make other people happy. And in this time and generation, you got people like, yeah, I'm gay. Let's do it. Yeah, I suck your thing. Let's do it. So it's like girls are giving head for no purpose. I think that you should do it when you love somebody. That's something that you should share. But people don't do that no more, friend. People don't do that no more, Tasha. They want to be the baddest bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I got the bummest head. I'm the baddest bitch. Can't nobody do it like me. You know, and
well,
it's
they're
like
trying to prove something, but does that really make you a hoe, or does that make you like a wannabe? Just because, I mean,
what makes you a hoe is how many men that you do it with to prove your point. You know, doing it to that one man, that don't make you be a hoe. But how many niggas you gonna do it with to prove your point? Because the confident bitches is like, you know what? I'm 17, but I suck him. I fuck him. I do all this shit. I'm that bitch. I know my nigga not going nowhere. But he may need to go somewhere because that's the only reason that he with you. If you think a nigga is using you for something, take it away. I told you that, friend. Like, if when we talked, I was talking about other shit with somebody else, but I told you that I felt like if a woman feel like a man is using them for something, take it away,
right, and see
how you get treated. So if a nigga is using you for sex, if a nigga is using you for your car, if a nigga is using you for your place, because in my life I have other people that I deal with that they got men that they feel like, is he using me for this? Take it away and see how he treats you. You understand? So it's like, does that make them a whore? No. Being nasty don't make you a whore. Having sex when you're young don't make you a whore. What make you a whore is when you're doing things to other people to please them that you don't even want to do. And especially when it's multiple people, you're a whore. You're trying to make everybody else get off on you when you don't even pleasure yourself. But the pleasure in that girl is pleasuring other people. Now that, my dear, makes you a whore. You got multiple people that you having sex with to please yourself because you're pleasing them mentally. And I asked a young man one time, why do you do oral? What do you get out of it? He said, what do you get out of it? I said, a tingle. He said, I get out of it the tingle that you get. That's absolutely nothing. Because after the tingle, I still got bills, I still got problems, I still got worries. So that young girl was only there to please them because she was insecure about herself. You understand, Q?
Oh, I
I
told
really,
You
but you know
understand,
what?
Tasha?
I really think media and the industry sensationalizes sex now. You have all these rappers and artists that come on and talk about how they give good fellatio and they do this good and don't nobody do it better than and then you got these young people listening to that, and it's like they're being programmed by what they hear, and then they
Right.
act out those acts because it's they're the person that they idolize.
That's what they
Meg
doing.
Thee Stallion. They idolizing Meg Thee Stallion. Meg Thee Stallion said, she can do it better than any. You know what I'm saying? So they start thinking,
Everybody.
oh, okay, but
Megan says she
that,
do better than
that's
everybody.
yeah.
You
So
right.
and then when you find that, I mean, me personally, my mother was a very good role model for me, and I didn't succumb to peer pressure. What I did is because I wanted to do it. Yeah, nobody had to talk me into it. You know what I'm saying? But then you got a lot of people out here, their mental capacity is not as strong as others, So I think this young lady that's 17 years old that says that she has 9 bodies, she likes mature men. You have to listen to what she's saying. She likes mature men. Well, that obviously means that you've been dealing with mature men, but how did you go from dealing with somebody that's the same age as you or maybe a year older than you to a whole four years older than you? My personal opinion is I think maybe she was traumatized when she was younger by somebody older, and that's why she levitates towards
it's more to the story. Yeah, that's
girl.
so. But yeah, another great question, Tasha. That was really, I mean, every single question you asked tonight like led into so many different conversations and so much thought. So guys, it's been such a great evening. We're just a little over 2 hours. Can y'all believe we've been talking for 2 hours?
Girl, time fly when you having fun.
And
right, I cannot believe it's been over 2 hours.
Can you believe that? Necie, can you please make sure Chiron, our 5th panelist tonight, knows that we thank him from coming from the male point of view. We thank him for joining the panel. She get ready to go. Unless he can give us some of that crab.
We didn't even formally invite him.
Quelz, thank you for joining us too. You look beautiful. The earrings, the eyeshadow, everything is popping.
Thank you.
Tasha, of course, brings it. Mukbang. The Davises are mukbanging. Let's see what's going on here. Did he boil that?
Girl, Shy went in there and showed his funky ass. Okay.
Wow.
It's the king crab. It's the king crab, y'all.
It's so funny.
Girl, my husband did that. I said, friend, earlier you said a shout out to those hardworking men. When my husband ain't at work, he's still at work. How you doing?
Oh
and
my
then
God,
look, he got the potatoes. And then he got the shrimp. Okay, look.
Wait, hold your plate up a little higher. Okay. Mukbang.
Mukbang.
Y'all, can we get some likes, please? I mean, where else are you gonna get questions, answers,
and crab
boil, husbands, who are helping answer? Yes. And yes, once again, shouts out to all of those hard-working Black men, all of those hardworking men, period. All of these wonderful husbands, partners, and boyfriends who are holding it down, who are taking care of their families, taking care of their children. Shouts out to all of those awesome men out there who are holding down their families, and the women, of course. But we're gonna thank our men first. Thank you, Chiron, for joining us.
Tasha Marie.
Thank you for letting us steal Necie for the evening. And Quelz, thank you. Tasha.
Thank you for having me, ladies.
Thank you.
Love you guys. All of you in
what?
the chat, you guys are awesome. Go ahead, Necie. What?
It's funny. My husband think I be getting some crunk, but I'm sorry. I just gotta make me eat. But at the end of the day, he loved my little funky ass, and he out there cooking me crab and shit.
Yes.
So, you know, like one more time, a shout out to friend with her red wine. A shout out to Tasha as well as Q. And this shit is funny as hell, but I really enjoy. Oh, friend, you better. I know you fucking right.
My husband, girl, my husband is waiting on me.
Girl, I gotta get on unapologetic and talk about some shit, but I don't know if my husband gonna let me. Hey,
I know, right?
You gotta show me how to do that. I be looking at friend and she be like, put a little highlight. I be like, damn, I don't know how to do that. Cause even though I'm light skinned right now, I'm red as fuck. Y'all see how red I am? I'm blushing. Oh my God. Like, I really enjoyed you, Tasha. I really enjoyed you. And of course, I'm always enjoy friend because I love a funky ass. Don't you know?
Thank you. I love you too.
This is what y'all do with me tonight. Friend get this every goddamn day. She accept and enjoy and love my wretched ass, and I love a funky ass too. So at the end of the day, to know me is to love me, and I enjoyed you, Tasha. I enjoyed you, Q. So I'm gonna drink my shit. Don't you put that drink down, Q. Keep doing it, girl. You are absolutely beautiful, baby girl.
Tasha, where's your coffee cup?
I gotta do something with Q, y'all. I gotta do your cocoa. I gotta do something with Q. I gotta collab. I'm waiting for it.
Hit me up.
Okay, guys, I gotta go because girl.
All right, Quelz, Necie, Francois.
Okay.
I enjoyed you too, Tasha. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, y'all. Take care.
We missing True. Next time we gotta do it with True. I gotta get my baby on here.
Definitely. Definitely. Okay, take care, guys. Have a good night.